Now, let's move to chapter number 4. The topic of our chapter is creativity. Now, first of all, I would like you to look at the reading. Now, please look at the picture and answer the questions. Okay, the first question is, who is the man in the picture? Where is he now and what do you think he's doing? Now, question number 2. In what ways can people express their creativity? And now the next question. Do you think that creativity can be learned and why? Okay, so let's go into the detail of creativity today. Now, look at the pre-reading activity. I would like you to understand the vocabulary of shapes and forms in this part. Now, look at the following pictures and form and shape and think of the word describing the shape and form that you know. Now, form and shapes. So, what do we call the first one? The second one? The third one? This one? How about this? How about this? And how about this one? And now, what word do you use for this picture? How about this? And how about this? So, look at the following words of form and shape and find out if you have the correct words for form and shape or not. Now, so we have a number 1, triangle, hình tam giác. Rectangle, hình chữ nhật. Square, I think you know, hình vuông. Cube, hình khối. Cone, hình nón. Pyramid, you know it? It's pyramid. And now, helix, hình xoắn ốc. Cylinder, hình trụ. Circle, it's very simple for you. Spiral, it has the same meaning with helix. It means, hình xoắn ốc. And now, polygon, thì hình đa giác. And now, let's move to the practice of vocabulary of shapes and forms. Now, please study the illustrations, then complete sentences from 1 to 6 appropriately. Now, look at the sentences. A square extended in 3 dimensions is a. What shape is it? Now, number 2, extended into 3 dimensions is a pyramid. Now, find out a word for this part. Now, number 3, any 2-dimensional figure with 4 sides and 4 right angles is a. Now, number 4, a closed 2-dimensional figure that usually had more than 4 sides is a. Now, look at question number 5. The combination of a cylinder and a pyramid is what? Now, remember, ice cream is often served in this. And now the last sentence. Some seashell or bed spring and screw are in the form of a, which may also be called a. Now, look at the answer for this. So, we have a number 1, cube. Number 2, triangle. Number 3, square. Number 4, polygon. Number 5, cone. Number 6, we have a spiral and helix. Now, in the next part, I would like you to look at the pictures and find out if you know this famous building. Do you know the building? Okay, so it is Guggenheim Museum in the USA. So today we have a reading text about Guggenheim Museum in the USA. Now, so please look at the list of words and take the words and phrases that you know. We have a definitive, continually, remarkable, boldly, individualistic, stunningly, energetic, compulsory, proper, and startling. And now, from what you know, we have a move to the next part. Yeah, in this part, you have to get the meaning of adjectives and adverbs. So look at number 1. In 1932, New York's Museum of Modern Art assembled what was clearly meant to be a definitive exhibition of modern architecture. So we have a hint here. The verb define is inside the adjective definitive. So to define is to give or describe the meaning of something. So what word comes closest to the idea of an exhibit given the meaning of the modern art? So what does it mean? Please find out the meaning of the word definitive. Now look at the choices. A, we have a beneficial, B, complete, C, negative. So what one best describe the word definitive? Now number 2, look at the sentence. When his 3 co-exhibitors were still in grade school, he was already designing remarkably innovative houses. So let's find out the meaning of the word remarkably based on the sentence. Now, there are some choices for you. We have A, charmingly, B, notably, and C, unfortunately. Now, let's look at sentence number 3. Look at the sentence. By 1932, Wright's work had become highly individualistic. Yeah, so A, classic, B, competent, and C, personal. Which one best describes the word individualistic? Now, number 4. We have this sentence. In the spirited and energetic atmosphere of the times. Now please find out what energetic means. So there are 3 choices for you. A, active, B, boring, and C, difficult. Now let's move to sentence number 5. Look at the sentence. This is why he so often seemed more concerned with finding the proper form for an idea than with pleasing his clients. Now look at the hint for you. The sentence suggests that this kind of form might not please clients. So we have 3 choices. A, entertaining, B, exact, C, practical. So which one do you choose for the word proper? Now, question number 6. Wright was continually searching for natural forms appropriate to human needs. So in this sentence, we have to find out the meaning of the word continually. So we have 3 choices for it, and you have to choose one. A, we have constantly, B, occasionally, and C, slowly. Now, let's look at sentence number 7. Wright boldly designed the new building in the shape of an inverted conical spiral. So we have A, angrily, B, courageously, C, slowly. So which one is the synonym of boldly? Now, look at sentence number 8. In defense of his stunningly original design. So the word that we need to understand in this case is stunningly. So now look at the three answers for this. A. Amazingly, B. Horribly, and C. Properly. So in your opinion, which one is the best synonym for stunningly? Number 9. Look at the sentence. As a building, however, the Guggenheim Museum defines a magnificent space and has become a compulsory stop on even the most basic tour of New York. So the important word in this sentence is compulsory. So now look at the three choices for us. A. Infrequent, B. Necessary, and C. Unpleasant. And now look at sentence number 10. The startling effect of the Guggenheim lies in its unusual form and stark simplicity. So in this case, we have to find out the meaning of the word startling. Now look at three choices for us. A. Conventional, B. Predictable, and C. Surprising. So do you have your own answers? Now let's look at the answers. So we have the word for the word definitive in question number 1 is complete. Notably, it means remarkably. C, we have a personal for individualistic. Number 4, energetic means active. Number 5, they are similar words, proper and exact. Number 6, continually means constantly, không dừng lại. And now we have a boldly and courageously. Number 8, stunningly means amazingly, một cách kinh ngạc or đáng ngạc nhiên. Number 9, we have compulsory and necessary, bắt buộc or cần thiết. Number 10, we can use the word surprising for the word startling here. And now I would like you to have some time to read the text silently in the book about Guggenheim Museum in the USA. Now look at the page 176, 177, and 178. Now, when you read, please pay attention to the activity. We have to make inference about a person. So now, look at the instruction. Sometimes an article does not describe directly the character of a person. Instead, it quotes the word of that person and tells what he or she did. From the cause and action of the person, we can infer, or we can use the phrase draw conclusion about for the word infer. So infer, it means suy luận, what the person would like. For example, someone who say he or she has no friends and who never want to talk in public is probably a shy person. And now the next, someone who say he or she likes to paint pictures and write poetry is probably a creative person. Now look at the two examples and you find out what we have to do in making inference about a person. Sau hiểu ngụ ý của bài về một người nào đấy, making inference. Now please look at the following sentences and find out some inferences about Frank Lloyd Wright and his relationships. Now look at the first sentence. Wright commented, I want you that having made an excellent start, I fully intend not only to be the greatest architect that has ever been, but also the greatest of all future architects. So what inference can we draw about this person from this sentence? Now number 2, With the help of the devoted assistant, Wright had created dozens of the houses year after year. So with this sentence, what can we say about this person? And now look at sentence number 3. Once, when the owner of one of his houses called to say that rain was dripping on him from a crack in the ceiling, Wright is said to have suggested that the man move his chair. So, through this sentence, what can we say about this person? Okay, now look at the suggested answer. We can have some conclusion about this man like this. Wright had a lot of confidence in himself. He also believed that he would be famous for his work. And now number 2, what can we draw? Some conclusion about what can we draw about this person? Now, so look at the answer. Wright had assistants who were dedicated to working for him and who were very loyal to him. He was probably a good boss and a leader who inspired loyalty. And now number 3, Wright thought he was too important to have the man with the proof, or he didn't believe the problem was his fault. Now in the next part, we have to scan for words. Now, and I think you remember the meaning of scanning. Now look at the instruction. Read the clues below and see if you can guess any of the words. For a word you are not sure about, scan the reading for it, and you can use the context to infer its meaning. And if you need to look back, the letter in parentheses indicates the paragraph that you need to find out the words. Now, in the first sentence, you have to find the word in paragraph B. It begins with letter C and means present day. In question number 2, we have to find our word in paragraph C. Begin with letter P and means a person who goes before preparing the way for others in new region or field of work. In question number 3, we find out a word in paragraph D. It begins with letter O and means stubbornness. Number 4, please find out the opposite of original or unusual. In paragraph E, the word in paragraph E, and it begins with letter C. Now, question number 5. You have to look at paragraph G. And please find out the 2 synonyms of the word tidiness. Now, one word begins with letter F and the other begins with letter W. Now, question number 6. We have to find out a verb in paragraph H. This verb begins with the same way as the word smile, but means to smile in the way that is offensive or insulting or irritating. Now, so we have the answer now. Number 1 is contemporary, B, pioneer. Number 3, obstinacy. Number 4, conventional. Number 5, fatigue or weariness. And number 6, we have the word smirk. And now let's come to the next part. In this part we have some opportunity to practice multiple choice exercise. Now you know that the multiple choice exercise is a common test for math for reading comprehension. Usually it's required that you look back and scan for information, Did item generally follow the order of appearance? So when you take the text, try looking for the answer to first question at the beginning of the reading. So please continue through the other item in that way. Now, so you can see that question number 1 is strictly because the answer is not given directly. So you have to make inferences. Now, please look at each of the possibility. Remember that 2 of them relate to age, but the other is different. So check the reading section first. Is there evidence that right word unknown at that time? If not, how can you infer his age compared to the other participants in the exhibit? Now, choose the best response according to the reading selection, Guggenheim Museum, USA. So, look at the question. Number 1, we have, when the exhibition of modern architecture was presented in New York in 1932, Frank Lloyd Wright was A. the oldest of the participants, B. the youngest of the participants, and C. we don't know. It means unknown. Now please complete the rest of the item in the exercise. Which ones are straight memory questions with answer given directly in the reading? Which ones are tricky and require inferences? Now look at number 2. In his architectural work, Wright was almost most concerned with A. expressing his heritage of liberal Protestantism, B. finding the correct form for an idea, C. making his clients happy. Number 3. It is ironic that Solomon Guggenheim chose Wright to design his Museum of Modern Art because, now look at the 3 answers. A. Is it one of the most original buildings in the world? B. He found himself in need of more space for his collections. And C. Wright did not like modern art very much. So which one is the best for the question here? Now look at question number 4. Wright was searching for an organic architecture that would see forms found in nature such as the A. square, B. cube, C. polygon. Now look at number 5. Now one of the strikingly original aspects of Guggenheim Museum is that it follows the form of an upside down container. So look at the 3 choices for us. A. spiral, B. pyramid, and C. rectangle. Now number 6. Another unusual characteristic of Guggenheim is that A. it is illuminated only by 5 huge skylights. B. Visitor view painting while they walk down a ramp. C. Paintings are displayed in one diary room after another. Now, so we have the answers now. Number 1 we have A, number 2 B, number 3 C, number 4 C, number 5 A, and number 6 B. Now let's come to part 2 of chapter number 4. So what do we learn in this part? Now look at the title. Music makes the world go round. Lila Downs, Nancy Aram, and Don Purple. Now we have a lead in first. Now look at the picture and tell what you know about the 3 following people. The first one, the second one, and now the third one. Now let's look at some information about the people. Yeah, in the first picture we have a Lila Downs. Number 2 we have a Nancy Aram, and number 3 we have a Dawn Popo. Now they are 3 famous singers in the world. Now in the next part I would like you to look at the sentence. Yeah, music makes the world go round, and tell me what you think about this sentence. Okay, now let's come to the pre-reading activity. In this part, we have to guess the meaning of some strong verbs in context. Now, so what are strong verbs? Now, strong verbs are verbs that express the action in a more complex, exact, or picturesque way than common verbs. Now, when you use strong verbs, your writing will be improved. Now, look at question number 1. Her childhood was spent shuttling between the United States and Mexico. The strong verb in this sentence is shuttle. So, what does shuttle mean in this sentence? We have the 3 choices: A. Looking, B. Frequently going and returning, C. Moving slowly and carefully. Now, number 2. And passed a lot of time grappling with her cultural identity while she was growing up. Please find out the meaning of the word grappling in this context. Being distressed by, struggling hard with, or forgetting about. Which one is the best for the word grappling? Now let's move to question number 3. The Pan-American makeup of her band had resulted in interesting combination of traditional Mexican cumbia, bolero, ranchero, and song that experiment with unexpected influences such as jazz, jazz, and jazz. So, which one is the best answer for the word experiment with? A. Play exclusively, B. Stay away from, and C. Try out. Number 4. Lila had even dabbled in cinema. Now, in this sentence, we have to find out the meaning of the word dabbled. So, A. Work from time to time, B. Listen to music, and C. Make decorations. Number 5. It took the young singer Nancy Aram mother 3 years to launch her second album. So in this case, we have to find out the meaning of the word launch. Now guess the meaning of the word launch by looking at the 3 answers. A. Buy the songs for, B. Be successful with, C. Introduce publicly. Now number 6, look at the sentence. The singer stressed the success of the album by shooting 3 of its songs in the form of video clips. Now, so the important word in this sentence is shooting. It is strong verb, you know it already. So what does it mean? A. Firing at with a gun, B. Changing, and C. Filming. Now look at sentence number 7. Dawn Popo is a highly successful young man rapping his way up to the ladder to international recognition. So, rapping in this case, what does it mean? A. Knocking down others as he climbs, B. Rushing very fast as he pushes, and C. Becoming successful as he plays rap music. Now, please look at question number 8. Dawn Popo himself started making music at the age of 13, 2 years after his old father was murdered. Was killed by someone, B. Died from an illness, and C. Left his family. So now here are the answer for the 8 questions. Now, now please move to the next part. When we have to find out the basis for inferences. Now, please scan the tag in the book page 186, 187, and 188 to find the basis for the reference. And please write down the words that suggest its inference and explanation. So, look at question number 1. We have the sentence, Leela Downs is of mixed cultural background. So, when you read, you have to find out the basis for this inference in your book. So, it is her father was a professor from the United States and her mother, the singer, was a Mexican Indian from Mexico. So, how about question number 2? Now look at the sentence. Leela Downs knows at least a little of some of the indigenous Native American Indian languages of Mexico. So read the text and find out the basis for this inference. Now look at question number 3. After her initial recovery, Nancy Aram trained for her career as a musician through traditional channels. Number 4, Don Popo sees himself as an activist to help young people who are poor. Now remember that in this part we have to find out more than one lines for the inference. And now look at question number 5. Look at the sentence. Don Popo did not train in the traditional way for a career in music. Now, beyond the test, find out the basis for this inference. So, look at the answer. With question number 2, we have the basis. Her album, Tree of Life, includes songs of 3 of the indigenous languages of Mexico, Zapotec, Nahud, and Mixtec. Number 3, Aram began studying music under the supervision of some of the finest teachers in her country. Number 3, the 27-year-old rap artist sponsored workshops where poor kids can rap and break dance, create graffiti, or learn how to be a DJ. He encourages children to make their life better by offering them workshops and giving away gifts. And number 5, Don Popo himself started making music at the age of 13. Now, the next one, I would like you to look at the text in your book again. And find out the detail that describe it of the following singer. Remember, we have 3 singers, Leela Downs, Nancy Aram, and Don Popo. Now, in 3 people, who is a spokesperson for Coca-Cola? Who sing about the U.S.-Mexico border? Who performs in a movie about Mexican artist Frida Kahlo? Who comes from Bogota, Colombia? Who wins a prize for singing on a television program? Who works to create opportunity for young people in the community? Who combines traditional Mexican form with rap, jazz, and reggae? Who uses acoustic guitar, violin, and bass to do rap and hip-hop music? Who did video clip of songs which led to popularity in the Arab world? And who has a clothing company? Now we have the answer. Now in the next part, please matching words to their definition. Now look at the list of words and their definition below. The word and phrases on the left are listed in the order of their appearance in the reading. Match each word with the correct synonym or definition in the column on the right. For a word that you are not sure about, scan the reading for it and use the context to infer its meaning. Now, on the left we have some words, and on the right we have some definition and synonyms. Please match the word with their definition on the right. So we have the answer now. Now, thank you for the lesson today.